What's up, everybody? My name is Bryce, aka DubsNotSubs, and welcome back to another video. And today's video, we are going to be reviewing The Witch and the Beast by Kousuke Satake. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Before we get into this video, please make sure to like and subscribe if you feel that I deserved it. It means a lot to me and lets me know that what the content I'm doing is the right content and what you guys want to see. So, without further ado, enjoy the review. The Witch and the Beast. This story follows Gadu right here, who is our blonde woman who is very strong and powerful, very scary. She has a very mean demeanor and is very much knows what she wants and does what the fuck she wants with nobody telling her otherwise. And Ashef right here, our cool, collected, very smooth looking man, very nice, well kept and well put together guy. He's more silent, more of a smooth talker. He's a lot more of the friendly type in the group. He has a he's pretty nice. He very much reminds me of if Edward from Twilight slicked back his hair and then you just threw him out there and said that's good. But this is set in the world where witches exist, and in this world, witches cause a ton of calamity and chaos and all these other different types of things. And there's this thing that a witch can do, which is put a witch's curse on a person, which is something that Gadu right here unfortunately has. So we are following Gadu, who is searching for a certain witch to be able to undo this curse, because without that witch, they cannot get the curse removed. So that she has teamed up with Ashef, and we go and follow their journey throughout the land of them fighting different witches, trying to find the one where they can get that curse removed for Gadu. Now, they're part of an agency called the Magic Resonance, and there's a lot that goes into what that agency is about, well, what the true purpose of it is, and I'm not going to say it due to spoilers, but man, if we're going to start off with the first chapter, and we're going to talk about good first chapters to get you hyped up for a series, this one does it so well. When you get the introduction of these characters, you're like, oh man, these are really cool, interesting characters. On top of that, you get to meet one of the witches on here who is not what the main villain or the witch that you're looking for there. Sorry, spoiler alert, but anyway, we get to meet her. We get to see how everyone kind of likes her around town. Then we get to see what the witch's true motive was and what she was really doing, and just the chaos and everything that is going on in the town from what she ends up doing. And it's just such a great and dark and gritty first chapter that sets up the story so very well. And oh my god, the powers, they're very Seven Deadly Sins like, where everything is just fucking off the walls and everyone's strong as hell for like just no reason other than it's really awesome to see these giant fights. And we get to see a little bit of a secret from my girl Gadu, and it's might be a little bit of a trap. And I'm not going to explain more of what that means. You're going to have to read the book if you want to find that out yourself. But it's really cool what's going on in this character and what you can see what the witch's curse is doing. It's very cool and very out there and really pulls you in and makes you excited for the rest of this volume. Now, the art itself in this volume is fan-fucking-tastic. It sets out the tone so well. It's got this kind of sketchy look to it, but it also feels very complete at the same time. The way I could compare it best to is probably something like, it may sound weird, but a little bit like a Mappa animation. Really, the characters feel a lot like that, and maybe a little bit of Made in the Abyss with that sketchiness, but a lot less of that sketchiness that Made in the Abyss is. Just like a little hint of Made in the Abyss, without all the Lolita, stuff that I really don't want to talk about because your boy is not going to jail. But anyway, the art itself is really well drawn. It's very good. It's really nice. It really brings the story to life. I love the art in this. It really pulled me in, and the cover alone is what made me buy this series. It is just so good and really entertaining to me, or just really interesting to me. It seems like very rich and like mysterious for the whole cover and stuff like that. So I had to cop it, and I'm really glad I did, because this first volume is fantastic. It really does a good job of making you want to read more. The biggest problem I can see with this series is trying to set up that bigger villain. What's going to happen when we find this witch that she's looking for, and what's going to really go on with that, because right now all we're doing is getting a witch that shows up, and then we're going to find out whether it is or isn't. We don't know what the witch that they're currently doing their thing with, because I don't want to say due to spoilers what's going on in that whole thing. But the biggest problem I see is something like a bigger arc that something of the bigger action series has, or there's more build-up in series like Golden Kamuy, something like Berserk, or something like Vinland Saga, which has this like dark, eerie feeling like this does with a lot more magic. Well, Berserk has a lot of magic, but Golden Kamuy and Vinland Saga doesn't really have that. Anyway, this needs to have a longer running arc. That's just in my personal opinion, because it's going to really help set up a really cool talking point and just make it a lot more memorable than it already is, because it has a great setup and a lot of potential to be a really cool and unique series. But the bigger thing that I see it holding back is that it doesn't have that longer arc for people to be able to talk about, set up, be like, oh man, what's going to happen in the next volume? Something like My Hero Academia, where they don't have arcs go crazy long. It's like 3 or 4 volumes, some of them, which is not very long, or maybe even a 2-volume arc for this, because I would say about maybe the last, like, quarter of the book, maybe to like 1/3 of the book is the witch that's set up in the newer one. So we're gonna see how that carries over into the next volume, and what I'm seeing with that is maybe like 1 volume in length in total. So like 1/3 of this and maybe 2/3 of the next book, and then they're gonna move on. And I would like something a little bit longer to have more development and just like, but that would also involve you need to have more of a evil villain to set up rather than just basic witch, fight her, because so far the witch that is in this news arc has like no identity to her. You don't even see her or know what she looks like at all. Well, you do kind of, and I want to get into that. You do kind of, but he doesn't really have a face to like what it is, and there's not really a lot of development on the antagonist side. It's all focused on the protagonist, which is not very bad that you're following only Gadu and Asif. But I would like to see more of that villain side and see what's going on the witch's perspective, what's going through the witch's mind and their whole, like, side of it. And maybe that's just because I'm used to that kind of a thing. It is not a bad thing, but just in my personal opinion, I do think it holds it back from having a villain that you would care more about to see, like, this fight happen and be more something like Shigaraki from My Hero Academia or something like that, when you just have, like, a lot more of no-name, like, who are these people kind of villains. That's what I think Seven Deadly Sins did a lot better when they finally put in the 10 Commandments and something like that. So I think this series needs something like that, a big villain that makes you want to hate them and really adds to the whole element. That the only thing that is missing, obviously, with the volume 1, there's a ton of room to lead, and it really doesn't hold it back, and isn't a detriment on volume 1 or this review itself. This is just something that I could see potential in the series holding it back if they don't develop this properly, because this is the artist and or mangaka's first ever series, so I could see them maybe making that mistake or maybe something like that. I don't know. I have not read ahead of this. I'm only going to read legally, obviously. That's what I do. I walk the walk. I try to, at least. But this series, I 100% wholly recommend if you like things like Noragami, Golden Kamuy, a darker, grittier series. It really has this nice dynamic of these two characters. They really work well together, and I really like their whole like mystery behind what's really going on with Gadu, what their connection is with each other, what is really going on in the world, what are the witches' purpose, why are they created, why are they all so evil, and all these other different kind of questions that volume 1 brings up, and it really makes me want to read more of this series. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you appreciate this video and enjoyed it, and let me know what you think about the series right here, if you want to pick it up or not, and if I maybe convinced you. I don't know. You let me know in the comments below. I always love reading your comments. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, Dubs Not Subs.